Okay, pay attention now. How to eat correctly and not embarrass yourself at restaurants. You think that there's no wrong way to eat food. You just put it in your mouth, chew, and swallow. But think about the last time you ordered a dish at a restaurant and, for fear of embarrassing yourself or making a mess, you were left baffled with a plate of food in front of you. It gets especially tricky when you order some ethnic dish, like Japanese, Italian, Mexican, or whatever your taste may be. Well, perhaps this video guide will help you elegantly and neatly tackle any dish put before you in a restaurant. So here we go. Soy sauce. Don't fill your soy sauce bowl to the brim. Japanese people recommend pouring in just a bit of it and adding more when you feel the need. Ginger. Most of us like placing pieces of ginger directly on our sushi or sushi rolls before eating them. But ginger is, in fact, supposed to be eaten separately from your food and only during breaks in between dishes. It helps refresh your mouth and bring out the taste of the dish you just ate. Wasabi. Hey, what's up, wasabi? Fans of spicy food love putting a huge dollop of wasabi on their sushi rolls. But too much wasabi robs this delicious Japanese dish of its exquisite taste. Add just a bit of wasabi to your soy sauce and mix it in. Another way to spice up your life is to spread a thin layer of wasabi on your sushi or rolls. Sashimi. The golden rule with Japanese cuisine is that you should always use chopsticks or your hands, never use a fork. So, to eat sashimi correctly, pick up a piece with your chopsticks and dip only one side of it in soy sauce. Don't drown the whole piece, and don't take bites off of the fish. You should put it in your mouth whole, like this. Sushi. Again, using your chopsticks, flip a piece of sushi onto its side. Then position your chopsticks so that one of them covers the fish side and the other the side with rice. Once you've managed to do that, dip the sushi in soy sauce. But remember, the sauce should get solely on the fish. According to the Japanese, this is the only way to feel the real taste of this dish. Sushi rolls. Use your chopsticks or hands to pick up a roll and dip just the edge of it in soy sauce. Never put it in the bowl and don't cover both sides of the roll in sauce. Spaghetti. The dish that seems impossible to eat neatly. But it's totally possible. Just twirl a bit of spaghetti around your fork until there aren't any long tails that won't look pretty hanging from your mouth. You can do this using your spoon or the edges of your plate. Burgers. Now, another daunting dish to eat out in public. The insides always want to slip out, making a mess of your hands, clothes, and everything else around. To avoid this sticky situation, simply cut your burger in half. Halves are a lot easier to hold, plus nothing will fall out. Well, mostly nothing. Pizza. Big slices of New York-style pizza are pretty hard to eat without folding them first. There are a lot of ways to do it, but here are the two most common. Grab a slice of pizza by the crust. Try to hold it tight. You wouldn't want any of your toppings sliding off, would you? Fold the piece of pizza lengthwise like a hot dog bun. And then take a big, hearty bite from the tip. Another way to fold pizza is to fold it widthwise. To do that, you need to put the pointed part of the slice on the middle of the crust. Then you can eat your pizza like a sandwich. Mussels. Hey, check it out. Oh, not that kind? Alright. Since mussels, the seafood type, are often served in their shell, it can be really confusing trying to figure out how to get to the edible part. Well, here's how to do it. Pick up a mussel from the plate and hold it with the open side of the shell facing outwards. Using your fork, yeah, you can use that now, pry the flesh out of the open shell. The meat is usually still attached to the shell, so you might have to scrape it off with your fork. It's not hard to do, a light nudging is enough to remove it. Always eat mussels in one bite. You don't want to take nibbles off of them. Now, if your mussels have been served with broth, put the meat into the broth. Then, using a spoon, scoop up the meat together with some broth and enjoy. If what you're eating is seafood pasta, use your fork. Now, it's perfectly okay to use your hands if a rinse bowl has been served with your mussels. As for the empty shells, the waiter usually brings a separate dish for those. If not, put them on your plate. Never leave shells on the serving plate if you're sharing with others. Burritos. And for those of you who can't get enough of this yummy yet messy Mexican dish, these next few tips will definitely make your life a whole lot easier. First off, you should always remember that unwrapping the whole burrito at once is a bad idea. The foil is exactly what keeps it from falling apart. Just tear away strips of foil as you eat the burrito. But be sure to ball them up and set them aside so you don't make a mess on the restaurant table. Pick up the burrito with both hands. This will keep it stable. As long as you're not in some fancy schmancy restaurant, you can even keep the burrito on the table or your plate and lean in for a bite when you just start. The vast majority of burritos are too big for a person to fit the whole thing in their mouth. Well, I know some people, but that's why the best way to take bites is to start from the outer edges and work your way in towards the middle. If you take a big bite out of the middle, all that tasty filling will fall out the sides. Now, don't hold your burrito up for too long. Keep it on the table when you're not biting from it, since every additional second in the air may cause it to fall apart. And don't squeeze it too tightly, or else you'll puncture the tortilla. Don't even attempt to eat a burrito while walking. Not all burritos are created equal, so some of them aren't wrapped as tightly as we'd like. If you got a loose burrito on the go, you'll have everything leaking and falling out all over the place. So take your street burrito to a nearby bench, sit down, and enjoy your meal. Corn on the cob. Another food that's impossible to eat without looking like a messy-faced pig. Corn on the cob is tough to eat elegantly, but there are some useful ways to make the whole ordeal look prettier. Feel free to cut your cob in half or even into smaller pieces. This makes it easier for you to munch on this dish. Plus, it looks nicer. Another way to eat corn on the cob is to use these cute little skewers. They go into the ends of the cob so that your hands stay completely clean. They also prevent you from burning your fingers if the cob is still hot. Hold the cob by the ends and bite off the juicy kernels. Sidebar: this method comes straight from the Army. It's true, because here you get to eat the kernels. If you don't want to get your face messy or corn stuck in your teeth, an annoying problem from eating it straight off the cob, you can use a knife to slice the kernels off. Ow! To do this, stand the kernel up vertically and cut the corn off down the sides. Then you can use a fork or spoon to eat them. Cupcakes. These sweet pastries are so good that it doesn't even matter if you get the icing all over your face. But if you want to avoid having a delicious icing mustache, try this creative tip. Take the cupcake out of its wrapper, then use both hands to tear the cupcake in half, laterally. It helps if you use your fingernails to dig into the cake and twist the top off of the bottom. Now, if this seems a bit too messy for you, use a knife. Even a plastic one will do. Now, put the bottom half of the cupcake upside down on the top so you get something resembling a sandwich. Smoosh your cupcake sandwich a bit so that the two halves stay stuck together, and then eat it like a burger. Enjoy! So, which of these foods always gives you problems when you try to eat as neatly as possible? Or did we miss your culinary headache? Tell us in the comments below. Share this video with your friends so they won't embarrass themselves anymore in restaurants either. If you enjoyed the video, remember to give it a like. And while you're at it, you can hit that subscribe button so you won't miss all our fun and interesting updates. Make yourself at home.